Another legal victory for ASAP Rocky months after his high-profile acquittal.
Not guilty.
Well, the move lets Rocky finally turn the page on this years-long legal saga. This latest win does come with a twist. This is Inside the Crime, presented by Law&Crime. I'm Elizabeth Millner. The beef between ASAP Rocky and ASAP Relli has been a years-long feud that's played out in both the courts and in the headlines. But now Relli says he wants to move on with his life, just weeks before his civil trial against Rocky was supposed to begin.
Mind you, the gun came out seconds later, so then my tone got really angry after. Because what the you got a gun for? And that's what I said.
How did two childhood friends end up in a courtroom together? One as the defendant, the other as the accuser and state's key witness. Terell Ephron was previously known as ASAP Relli, but the ASAP, which stands for Always Strive and Prosper, was dropped from his name likely after what happened between him and ASAP Rocky. So let me explain. Terell, aka Relli, and Rakim, aka Rocky, grew up together. They were a part of ASAP Mob, a group of creators, aspiring entrepreneurs, rappers, some who you might even be familiar with, like ASAP 12e, ASAP Rocky, ASAP Ferg, ASAP Yams. You get the picture. So while ASAP Rocky and Relli stayed fairly close for years, one person's star power rose a little higher than the others. Relli claimed he and Rocky were like brothers until Rocky got famous.
I mean, we started a collective, ASAP, which is a bunch of, how would you call it, like a bunch of people from New York that got different, I'm nervous.
It's okay. Just take a minute. Take a couple deep breaths. The relationship that you're describing in high school, were the two of you close friends? Like, would you see him every day, or was this sort of a friendship where you knew of him but didn't really know him?
No, we knew each other. We knew each other. We knew each other very well. I mean, it was probably like 6 or 7 of us. Probably like 4 of them was rappers.
Do you think you'd see him every day?
Up until he got famous, yeah.
Okay.
Like a little bit until he got famous.
By the time we get to November 6th of 2021, everything came to a head for Rocky and Relli, and the two will probably never be cool again because of it. On that day, Relli claimed Rocky shot him. It's a matter Relli testified about in criminal court, but Relli also brought the claims against Rocky in civil court too. In August of 2022, months after the altercation, the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office charged Rocky with assault with a firearm. The criminal case didn't land in a courtroom until early 2025. During Rocky's criminal assault trial, where he was facing prison time, Relli was the state's star witness. He testified the beef between him and Rocky escalated when he overheard a phone call between Rocky and their mutual friend.
What was the nature of the call between Jabari and the defendant?
It started off first, I believe, like Rocky was trying to get Bari to come to this Complex Con 10-year anniversary thing. And Jabari declined, and the conversation got kind of weird. Like, and then Jabari says something like, "Oh, I see you got ills and 12E on the jet," and it became like an inside joke because Rocky hasn't hit them, and it just became an inside joke, kind of. So then Rocky's like, "Oh yeah, you know, I got my with me, boom, 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 whatever," and then instantly after that, he says, "F that Relli," and I'm like, I'm sitting in the back of the chair, and I kind of get up, and I'm like, and then Barbie like stops me. He's like, and then I'm listening, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, I don't with." Can I say what I want to say?
Yes. Say it.
So he pretty much was like, "Oh, I don't with that nigga. He mad emotional, like this, that, and the third." Pretty much. It was so long ago, but it was in the contents of that. And then Jabari's like, "What you mean you don't with him?" And he's like, "I just don't with him. I don't like that, like this, that, and the third." And after he said something about like it's so long ago, but he was like, I'll beat him up or something like that. So, you want to keep going?
Let me stop you. You said that you keep saying he said. Were those all things that the defendant said specifically?
Yeah.
So he was the one that said he doesn't with you, correct?
Yeah.
As far as you knew, the defendant had no idea that you were in the car.
No, he had no idea.
Other than the specific things that you already said he said about you, is there anything else that you can recall that the defendant said about you on that call?
Not at the moment. It was like 3 years ago. So like, I got anxiety. I got anxiety right now. So it's like,
in the past, have you said that on that call the defendant said, referring to you, he's a bitch?
That's absolutely.
All right. At that moment, on November 5th of 2021, were you aware of tension between you and the defendant?
see what I feel.
At the point that the defendant is saying those things about you on the phone, were you also feeling tension in your relationship with him?
I mean, it's kind of always been like that. It's really hard having a relationship with Rocky.
Can you explain that?
I mean, you want me to tell me my personal experience, or
Yes.
I feel like he's fake.
How so?
He lies a lot. Like, I don't see him, so it's like, how are we gonna have a relationship? You know what I mean?
Is there anything specific that you can think of?
Yeah, with like my companies or just anything, like overall, like, you know what I mean? Like I had this one joke I call him Mr. 6 month man, because I would see him every 6 months.
Relli testified on November 6th of that year. He and Rocky planned to meet up at a parking garage across the street from the W Hotel in Los Angeles. Relli hoped that the two would reconcile, but testified that Rocky had other ideas.
After your conversation with him, did the two of you make plans to meet up?
I mean, I didn't really make plans. It was kind of like link up. And I wanted to, we were just gonna talk and like really hash things out. Because this happened before, not like this, but like when we talk out, you know what I mean? And like I said, I call him Mr. 6 month man. I haven't seen him in a very long time. So maybe he hasn't read the room, you know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah.
You said in the past when you had problems with him, you felt comfortable just expressing that to him verbally and talking to him, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
And was that sort of something that had happened on multiple occasions where the two of you would talk and work out your problems verbally?
And I'm going to ask the lady to be curtailed a little bit, please, to the last question.
Your Honor, we can
Can you say that again, please?
Was that something that had happened multiple times where the two of you would talk and work out your problems, or was that something that only happened once before?
I mean, if we worked out our problems, we wouldn't be here. So this was an ongoing thing of just like open and entering, you know, like promises or anything, you know what I mean? But I didn't care really. I was always working towards my goals at the end of the day, what I want to do.
Sure.
That's how the situation.
I guess what I'm trying to list or ask you about is, have you had problems in your relationship with the defendant prior to this?
I wouldn't say problem. I don't know. Me personally, I never had a problem with him, but I think he had a problem with me.
As you were walking down that street, what was the next thing that you remember that caught your attention?
I didn't see nobody. I heard Rocky though. I heard him say, "What now?" But it's been so long, so I don't know. What now? What now? Something along the lines of that. Like he was like, "What now?"
And what was his tone of voice?
Oh, he was loud. Like that's what caught my attention. And then I seen Elijah, and then Jamel, and then that's when I'm walking. Like, cause I was continuing walking. I wasn't like stopping or waiting around anywhere. I was already walking. They was already there. So
Where?
I guess it was already on Argyle. Because they was calling me still. Elijah was calling me to see where I'm at. Mind you, I was far. That hotel was far. So when I got there, I'm walking down the block. I wasn't like waiting, calling him or anything. I'm still en route, pretty much. So I hear him as I'm en route still. And then that's when we meet up, and then we see the altercation.
But you're saying the first thing that caught your attention was his voice, correct?
Yeah.
Saying, what now?
Yeah, what now?
It was loud.
Yeah.
Was it aggressive?
Yeah.
Okay, after that, hearing that, did you see him?
Yeah, truthfully, it was all like a movie. It was like literally
How
like
so?
a movie.
Explain that.
Just the way he was walking, the whole thing, like the hoodie, like it would just caught me off guard. You know what I mean? Like it was no time to talk, no time for nothing.
Right. These people don't know what you're talking about with the hoodie, though. Can you explain what you mean when you say with the hoodie?
Oh, because he had a hoodie on.
Up over his head?
Yeah.
Okay. And was he walking straight towards you?
Yeah.
Was, you said Ills and 12 were with him. How close were they to him?
Oh, they was right behind him.
Were they facing you too?
My eyes was on Rocky at that point. Like when he said, "What now?" I was like, he's right there. You know what I mean?
You're focused on him.
Yeah.
But you can kind of see in your periphery that the two other guys are with you.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to play just a few seconds of this video, then I'll ask you some questions. And I'm stopping that. What's that number? It's really small to read. It's at 30 seconds on the video player. Did you recognize the what was captured on that video in those 30 seconds? Did you recognize what we saw there?
Yeah.
And did you specifically recognize that to be the first incident that happened when you first linked up with the defendant?
Yes.
Did you recognize yourself in that video?
Yes.
Play it again from the beginning and I'll stop it. Okay. I think I stopped it at 6 seconds if I can read that from here. The first person that we saw walking down the sidewalk on the screen, who was that?
Wait, the
You
person
want me to
that
play it again?
the person that I seen?
Yes.
Yeah, that was Rocky.
No, the first person that we saw coming down.
Oh, that's me.
That's you,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll play it forward a little bit from here. And pause it at 11 seconds on the video. Now, the second person that we see in the screen looks like they're, physically right in front of you. Who is that?
That's Rocky.
And when you first approached him, can you describe what happened in your own words? Whether we saw it in the video or not, just in your own words, describe what happened.
So when he came up to me, like from the video, from what I can see, because he's saying describe my own work, it was like 3 years ago. For another video. But I was stopping a little. I could see I was stopping a little. And like I said, I'm lefty. I'm righty. I stopped him with my left, trying to like back him up. You know what I mean? And then
Let me stop you for 1 second. That interaction that we see, would that have been right after he said, I don't remember what your exact words were, but
what's up now?
what's up now?
Probably like 10 seconds later, because he was still walking.
Okay. And could you see his face as he was walking towards you?
Yeah.
How did he look?
Oh, angry.
So could you tell as he was approaching you that you were headed for a physical confrontation with him?
His hands wasn't up. It was more so walking. So then when we got to each other, he initiated. He like trying to like grab me or try to like grab me by my collar. That's why you see like that, and then I like grabbed him off. You know what I mean?
So as best you can remember it, he was the first one who grabbed you by the collar,
Then he grabbed me by my collar.
and then you raised which of your hands to
My left.
your left hand to separate from him.
Yeah.
Okay. And as he grabbed the collar of your sweatshirt, what did he do?
I think he's just trying to tug at me and like talking and going back and forth. And then Elijah, everything happens so fast. And then Elijah gets in the middle.
Okay. When you say he's talking at you, do you remember anything that he said?
Like I said, it was 3 years ago. I would have to see what I said before I say something that I kind of like vaguely remember.
That's fair. But so as you sit here right now, today, 3 years later, you don't specifically remember the words he said. Is that what you're saying?
Not the words so much, except for like towards the ending when the gun came out. I remember that.
Okay.
I remember the words that came out when the gun came out.
As best we can, I'd like to go through it step by step. So when he first approaches you, you're saying he's saying words, but you can't remember the words?
I don't remember.
Do you remember the tone that he had said these words with?
Oh, at that point, like, we pretty much damn near fighting. Like, he's saying what he's trying to get, I don't know.
I mean, did he sound angry to you?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Were you saying anything back to him?
Yeah,
Do you,
I don't remember.
You don't remember your words.
Mhm.
Do you remember your tone?
I was angry because he touched me. I was just like, the off me, or probably like. But then, mind you, the gun came out seconds later, so then my tone got really angry after. Because what the got a gun for? And that's what I said.
Okay, so you kind of move forward. You remember being angry because he's tugging at your sweatshirt.
Mm-hmm.
Then he had a gun in his hand. Did you see where the gun came from?
It came from his waistline.
So the case ended up being a he said because there was a huge problem. The moment where Relli claims Rocky shot him wasn't caught on camera. According to investigators, that thing in Rocky's hand was a gun. But a witness to the altercation testified the rapper wasn't holding a real gun.
We were at the conference call rehearsal getting ready for the show tomorrow. And everything was good. You feel me? We was having a good show. And towards the end of rehearsal, because I'm on stage with Rocky, I see him kind of like dealing with something on his phone. And he kind of put me onto it. Relli was online, just like disgracing his name, running his name through the mud. You feel me? So Rocky was like, "Yo, bro, I wanna go holler at Relli. I'm gonna go talk to Relli." You feel me? And I was already with him at Complex Con, so that's why I went with him. And he asked me to call Relli, text Relli, but Relli didn't respond to me. You feel me? But Relli was still responding to, I guess, Rocky.
This is a narrative. It's also no discovery. Ask another question.
Okay. Do you remember if Rocky was dealing with something on his phone?
Yes.
Did you hear his end of the conversation?
Just not the end of the conversation.
His end of it, his part.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And did that have to do with bad mouthing Relli or Relli bad mouthing Rocky about Josh's funeral?
It was Rocky explaining to me how Relli was bad mouthing Rocky about not handling Josh's funeral.
Objection, that's in call for your motion strikes.
Who was Josh?
Josh.
Objection, relevance, and 352.
Josh is ASAP Josh. He was a member of the collective that passed away in October 2020.
Who paid for Josh's funeral expenses?
Objection, relevance, and 352.
This is Do you know of a dispute between Relli and Rocky about the paying of Josh's funeral
Objection,
expenses?
relevance, and 352.
Yes.
Okay.
I guess
No.
Yes.
Hold on. Yes, it's good.
Answer the question.
And what do you know about the dispute?
Objection, that's going to call for a hearing.
He's aware of the dispute.
Now, the next day was complex time, you said?
yes.
Did Rocky, in your presence, attempt to reach out to Relli
Yes, he did.
clearly the air before complex time?
Yes, he did.
And at complex time, were you all supposed to be going together?
Yes. Well, from Complex Con on the 6th, we were all supposed to go to the Playboy Cardi concert as a group, as a collective. And then the next day, we were all supposed to perform at Complex Con as an ASAP collective.
And why was that an important day? Was there anything specifically important about that next day?
Objection, relevance, and 352.
Yes. It was the 10-year anniversary of the project that got ASAP Rocky and the ASAP Collective signed.
Did you hear Rocky speaking to Relli that
Yes.
day? Okay. And was that on the phone initially?
Yes.
What did you hear Rocky say?
Objection, hearsay.
Stan, you can ask to describe the tenor of the conversation,
Sure.
but not the words.
Okay. First of all, before I ask you about the tenor of the conversation, you personally, did you try to reach out to Relli that night, November 6, 2021?
Yes, I did.
How did you try and do that?
I believe I called him and I texted him.
Did he ever respond to you that night?
No.
Okay, you heard the judge. You could describe the tenor of that conversation without words. What was the tenor of that conversation? You know what I mean by tenor of that conversation? The sort of the atmosphere of the conversation, the mood of the conversation.
Okay. From what I recall, I feel like it was like a humorous, brotherly conversation. Yo, where you at? Like, all right, let's link, let's have this conversation. It wasn't nothing more than that.
What was Rocky's tone like in the conversation?
Well, being that we was coming from Complex Con, we got a big show. He was in a good mood. You feel me?
It's not responsive.
No. Forget about this mood. Let's just listen to my question again. I know this is not your everyday thing. What was Rocky's tone during the conversation?
Happy, sad, angry,
It
confused.
was on the phone. It was kind of happy. It was just more or less trying
All right, you
to.
can answer the question. Go ahead.
Now, was Rocky talking calm?
Yes.
And what happened after the call?
Objection, call for a narrative.
Well, after the call, because we were in Long Beach, we had to go from Long Beach back to LA. So really, we was just in the car playing new music, getting vibes together. Everything was like exciting. Everything was like happy.
Okay. What happened when they met?
Well, as soon as they met, from what I've seen, it was just like really just grabbed Rocky. It's just off as soon as he seen him, just grabbed him.
Okay. And what happened after he grabbed you?
So he's kind of grabbing him, and Relly's a big dude, you know, Relly big. So he's kind of like grabbing him and shaking him. So at this point, Rocky tries to like, I guess grab him too, but grip the floor so he can maintain his balance because Relly was kind of like trying to lift him up by his hoodie.
What was your reaction? Your reaction?
Well, my reaction, I was surprised because from my understanding, these dudes were only supposed to have a conversation, you know. I didn't expect anything else.
Did you do anything?
Besides try to break it up, you know, just put my hands in the middle of it.
You see yourself on that video at the end there? At some
Yes.
point? You're wearing that red jacket? Is that right?
Yes.
One point, is that Ilge who gets in the middle?
Yes.
In that small clip there, you see Rocky holding an object that looks like a firearm.
Yes.
Okay. And what was that in fact?
That was his prop.
Okay. And tell us how it came out, how you saw him holding it.
From my recollection, being that Relli's a big dude and Relli was
Objection, motion
Stay,
strike,
stay,
non-responsive.
stay.
The court instruct the witness to answer only when he's asked.
Out to our
Ironic.
Ask the question again.
Yeah. So, so I know how to ask it a different way. I'll
Ask
it
him what he
right.
saw. Ask him what he saw.
Just,
as I said, I seen Relli grabbing Rocky, almost picking him up off the ground. And with that happening, his pants started falling.
it's me.
The Rocky pants started falling. You know, so
Did you see that in the video there?
yeah.
Okay, go back to that clip, please. Just want to make sure we're talking about the same thing. When we come back from that, you see Rocky's pants down there?
Misleading. Sustain.
Okay, what do you see?
I see him right there.
Yeah.
So his pants are lower than they're supposed to be, and then I see him try to put his prop back, like adjust it back into the belt.
Which hand was he holding that prop with?
His left hand.
Is Rocky a lefty or right?
He's a righty.
What did you do at that point?
At that point, I just stepped in the middle and just tried to break it up.
Okay.
And also, I was trying to tell Rocky to go. Like, yo, bro, we out of here. Like, Relli's going crazy right now. Let's go.
Objection, motion
Stay.
strike is non-responsive.
Non-responsive.
Okay. Why did you tell Rocky to get out of here?
Because, for one, I see that the conversation that they were supposed to have, it didn't look like they was going to have a conversation, and Relli was a bit aggressive. And I didn't understand that. It's like, we all friends.
Objection, motion strike is non-responsive.
Everything after we're all friends is strict.
Okay. Who's the aggressor in this encounter?
Relli.
Okay. Is that why you told Rocky to leave?
Yes.
Okay.
So for those following the criminal case, we all know how it ended.
We, the jury of the above entitled action, find the defendant, Rakeem Mayers, not guilty of
But just because the criminal matter was settled didn't mean the civil matter was. Relli still had an ongoing civil claim against Rocky. Relli filed the lawsuit against Rocky on August 10th of 2022, around the same time the DA charged Rocky with the felony. The damages Relli was seeking against his former friend were for assault, battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and negligence. According to some of the claims in the complaint, Relli accused Rocky of, quote, purposely or with reckless disregard, brandished a firearm in close proximity to the plaintiff in a threatening and menacing manner. Defendant purposely or with reckless disregard pointed a loaded firearm at the plaintiff and pulled the trigger, causing a bullet projectile/fragment to contact plaintiff's person, such that any reasonable person would be offended or otherwise harmed by the contact. In every instance set forth above, defendant intended to cause plaintiff severe emotional distress, or otherwise knew or should have known plaintiff would suffer severe emotional distress. Again, those were just some of the claims, and the civil case was supposed to go on trial in January of 2026. This week, Relli's lawyer announced he was dropping the lawsuit against Rocky. Relli's attorney, Aaron Morris, told Billboard, at this point, he's ready to simply move on from the shooting. The ordeal has been a nightmare for him, and the statements calling him a liar and worse effectively eliminated his chances of a career in the industry. But here's where the twist comes in. Although Relli is dropping the assault lawsuit against Rocky, he's still pursuing pursuing the defamation suit. That suit was filed on September 11th of 2023. But it's not just ASAP Rocky named as a defendant in this complaint. Rocky's attorney, Joseph Tacopina, is also named as a defendant. In this complaint, Relli claims, quote, in response to plaintiff's lawsuit, defendants commenced a press campaign to impugn and malign plaintiff, painting him in the press as a liar, a money grabber, and a blackmailer. Mr. Tacopina, acting in the capacity as an attorney for Tacopina Law and acting on behalf of and at the direction of Mr. Mayers, gave several interviews in which he stated without limitation the following. A. Rocky didn't commit a crime. It was an extortion attempt by a former associate who threatened to make false criminal accusations if Rocky didn't pay him. B. Mr. Tacopina has 2 eyewitnesses who back Rocky's story. Not only that Relli wasn't hit by bullet fragments, but that no shot was ever fired. C. Relli has made up the story in a get-rich-quick scheme. D. ASAP Rocky is the victim of a failed shakedown and fabricated shooting accusation orchestrated by his jealous former friend ASAP Relli. E. Mr. Mayers didn't shoot plaintiff by any stretch. F. The incident is a false scenario at the heart of a plain and blatant classic attempt at extortion. G. Plaintiff had been badgering Mayers for money before he allegedly initiated a physical altercation at a face-to-face meeting and then tried to spin the confrontation into a shooting claim. H. Plaintiff is a failed associate, ex-associate of Rocky's, and he's jealous. Plaintiff was trying to get money from Rocky. He wanted Rocky to support him. He made it clear. There were repeated attempts where he tried to ask for money in lieu of not causing problems for Rocky. That's what he said. We all have this memorialized in text message, and otherwise so, it's an extortion. According to the complaint, quote, these statements were published far and wide, initially with print media Rolling Stone and TMZ, and later on a radio show called Sid and Friends in the Morning. Several other news media outlets republished defendants' propaganda. The statements above were false, malicious, and have caused plaintiff extreme reputational, emotional, and financial harm that must be remedied. Again, this suit was filed back in 2023. Relli's attorney, Aaron Morris, told Billboard this week, quote, he's going to litigate the defamation action because of the damages it caused. But as to the shooting, he's thankful he wasn't hurt worse and is focusing on rebuilding his life. Terell Ephron, aka ASAP Relli, is seeking punitive damages, and the case remains pending in the Los Angeles Superior Court. So we'll see if this case makes its way to a courtroom one day too. Thanks for joining us on this episode. Be sure to check out more episodes on the Law&Crime YouTube channel. I'm Elizabeth Millner, and this has been Inside the Crime.